सदाशिव समारंभाम
सदाशिव समारंभाम
शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम
शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम
अस्मदाचार्य पर्यंताम
अस्मदाचार्य पर्यंताम
वंदे गुरु परंपराम
वंदे गुरु परंपराम
वसुदेव सुतं देवम
वसुदेव सुतं देवम
कंस चाणूरमर्दनम
कंस चाणूरमर्दनम
देवकी परमानंदम
देवकी परमानंदम
कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुम
कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम अभ्यासात्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानाभ्यासात्
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
त्यागात् शांति अनंतरम।
त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्।
So we'll start before we get into our regular. There are two things happening in this week. One is this is a Pitta Paksh going on, Shraddha Paksh we call it. And Saturday is a Sarva Pitra Amavasya, where if we cannot do Shraddha is a whole long, and most of us know Shraddha, if not then. So Saturday is Sarva Pitra Amavasya. If we want to perform Shraddha for ancestors, that is the day. If you don't remember the day when they left, or you don't remember, then you at least Sarva Pitra Amavasya for all. Sarva Pitra means all Pitra, all ancestors we can. So there are Sarva means all, Pitra means all ancestors. Shraddha means the Shraddha word has come from Shraddha. The karma which has Shraddha is become Shraddha. That's it. It's that simple. तो मंदिर में वो जो भी करते हैं, मंदिर में कहीं जल चढ़ाएंगे और कुछ पिंड दान करेंगे, वो सब processes है, but underlying is that there is a Shraddha for the ancestors, and that karma with Shraddha is do become Shraddha karma. And Shraddha karma के शास्त्र में there are ways to do that, वो तो पंडित जी लोग कराते हैं, but the bottom line is Shraddha, and the definition of Shraddha is पितृवाक्यस्य शास्त्रवाक्यस्य गुरुवाक्यस्य अवधारणा इति श्रद्धा. Avadharana means intense trust or faith, determined to follow that is Shraddha. And that's what we say when that's what अभी हम लोग बात कर रहे थे, for example, that vegetarian food. This is our ancestral teaching or practices, or what many ways are there, but one of them, since we talked about that non-veg food on Gandhi Jayanti. So Gandhiji is one of our ancestors. I mean, he's a human being, and some or other. So Shraddha mean in ancestors means what? And I have shared number of times that Panch Mahayagya, daily, every day, like Brahma Yagya, Dev Yagya, and Pitra Yagya, and then Manushya Yagya, Bhut Yagya. We should do all 5 every day. So in that there is a Pitra Yagya. And Pitra Yagya means what? Yagya is a karma, according to Bhagavad Gita. It's not just Agnihotra is one part type of Yagya, Agnihotra, which is Agni Yagya. But otherwise, every karma is a Yagya, according to Bhagavad Gita. So doing a karma which enforces or cement my Shraddha into my ancestors is a Shraddha karma. And that's the Pitta Paksh Saturday is that. So if you are not able to do any Shraddha Saturday, just do a small puja and bring our father, grandfather, जो हम लोगों को याद आते हैं, grandmother, remember them and remember their teaching and try to follow. And their teachings are again like same thing. We say that doing the Swadhyaya is our ancestral tradition, right? So if we should do Swadhyay, we should do, and then that's why they on Shraddha they say give donation to the needy people in the society, because, and that's why on Shraddha they give food to the animals also. And the reason for that is, especially the crow and other animals, cow, dog, all, because we are one universe, we are interconnected. So when we feed animals, we are feeding the whole system. It's not just animal. And they say that, I mean, it's symbolic that when we feed to animal, it goes to your ancestors. If somehow if they are maybe hungry, and it will satisfy them. That is what it is called tarpan. Shraddha mein one of the steps is tarpan. Tarpan means satisfying. Tarpan means being satisfied. So while feeding animals or feeding some needy people, you are satisfying our ancestors. If they couldn't do something and they feel, oh, I couldn't do that, it is my responsibility to do that. So that is Shraddha. And Shraddha Paksh mein, like there is 15 days you can perform. It's very logical way the system has, because somebody dies, suppose in the month of July, and died on the 7th day of that Paksh. We have like Tithi, right? So during this Shraddha Paksh, pick up that 7th day on, because 7th day or Saptami Tithi, my father, grandfather, mother died. So on that day I can perform the Shraddha, because whole year we don't do that. So they are given 15 days. If not, last day, Satrapitra Amavasya, remember all the ancestors, do a small puja, and they say like feed animals. Or यहाँ तो बहुत complicated है, but India में it's easy, but here also easy. Find a needy person and help them, and that satisfies the Pitra. And of course, follow their teachings, as we talked about that. Gandhiji's principles of vegetarianism or non-violence. It is our duty to follow that, right? Or practice it. And that is real Shraddha. So that is Shraddha Paksh. And the second Sunday, then when the Sarvapitra Amavasya is over, Shraddha Paksh is over, then Navratri starts. And Sunday we have Navratri. And again, Navratri is same once in a year. Our rishis and forefathers were very smart. Like they figured out that once a year, just worship Shakti, because we need Shakti for everything. So this is 9 days of that. And of course, there are environmental factors and all those things are there. But the purpose is to just rejuvenate or recharge ourselves with the Shakti. And of course, Shakti is mother who gives life to everyone. So 9 days we do Navratri. But there are whole stories and everything, very detailed 9 days puja. But at least we can do Vrat once a day, eat once a day, and just chant. There was a document I'll share with everyone. There is a document, 9 names of Devi we can chant every day. So I'll share the document. So there was one devotee, and he used to do puja, and so one time he has 3 murti at home: Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, Devi in all 3 forms. So somehow it happened that एक बार देवी जी ने कहा उसको टेस्ट करते हैं, ये सही में इसकी कितनी श्रद्धा है, कितनी श्रद्धा से, because again श्रद्धा, श्राद्ध वर्ड has come, ये करता है. तो उन्होंने बोला उसको कि हमें कुछ, हम सेटिस्फाइड नहीं है, तुम्हारी पूजा कुछ बराबर नहीं है, तो you can retain one of us only, हम तीनों तो नहीं रहेंगे क्योंकि तुम ठीक से कुछ नहीं करते पूजा. तो उसने कहा चॉइस इज योर्स. उसने सोचा थोड़ी देर से, कहा यार कि, तो उसकी वाइफ ने, घर वालों ने बोला लक्ष्मी जी को रख लो, यही काम की सबसे. उसने कहा नहीं, लक्ष्मी जी आप चले जाइए, आप जा सकती. श्योर? तो घर वालों वाले लक्ष्मी को भेज रहे, उन्होंने कहा लक्ष्मी जी आप जा सकती, क्योंकि एक ही को रख सकते थे. फिर सेकंड उसने कहा आप किसका चरण है, तो उन्होंने कहा भाई दुर्गा जी को रख लो, ये जरा ताकत वाकत देती है, वी नीड फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ, प्रोटेक्शन. तो उसने भी कुछ सोचा, उसने कहा कि अच्छा दुर्गा जी आप भी जा सकती है. पक्का? लक्ष्मी दुर्गा दोनों को? मैंने कहा हाँ. तो उसने कहा बोले सरस्वती जी को मैं रिटेन कर लेता हूँ, इनको मैं रख लेता हूँ. तो लोगों ने पूछा ऐसा क्यों? तो उसने कहा नहीं, मेरे एंसेस्टर्स ने कहा था, मेरे फादर कहा करते थे कि अगर विद्या है तो सब कुछ है, तो मेरा ऐसा लगता है कि सरस्वती को रख लूंगा तो मैं लक्ष्मी और दुर्गा तो फिर भी हासिल कर लूंगा, लेकिन अगर सरस्वती चली गई तो ये दोनों भी किसी का मतलब कोई को रखना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। खैर वो तीनों देवियां फिर आगे उन्होंने कहा हम तुम्हारी परीक्षा ले रहे थे, एंड दिस इज द रियल डिवोशन। सो तीनों साथ में चाहिए। लेकिन सबसे भगवत गीता इज ऑल अबाउट बुद्धि। भगवान तो बुद्धि योग पे, बुद्धि पे तो इतना जोर है, हम पढ़ भी बुद्धि रहे हैं। पूरी गीता में बुद्धि पे भगवान ने बहुत जोर दिया, बिकॉज एंड अगेन द कर्म, सीड ऑफ कर्म इज इन बुद्धि। ज्ञान और कर्म दो ही चीजें हैं, भक्ति इज अंडरलाइंग करंट, इट्स कॉमन टू बोथ। सो इसलिए वो तीनों, फिर तीनों आ गई। तो सरस्वती दुर्गा लक्ष्मी जी बोले सरस्वती नहीं जा रही तो हम भी नहीं जा रहे, हम तुम्हारे साथ। सो दैट इज व्हाट नवरात्रि इज अबाउट। सो पहले 3 दिन हम लोग दुर्गा की पूजा करते हैं, सो दैट रिमूव ऑल द नेगेटिव टेंडेंसीज एंड physical, making physically strong, basically reducing the tamogun. Durga is about that. The next 3 days is for Lakshmi. Then we need to have prosperity and we need to have the sustenance. Lakshmi is about not only just money. हम लोगों ने तो उसको translate खाली एक ही money, Lakshmi means पैसा. It's not about, it's a sustenance. It's the prosperity which is for all. Sustenance means sustaining the entire universe. It's not just one person sustenance. And that is Lakshmi. That's why हम लोगों ने उसका नाम दिया समृद्धि. समृद्धि means for all. And the last 3 days is for Saraswati. पहले you remove the tamogun, have some rajogun, because action, karma is rajogun. So Lakshmi is rajogun. But Saraswati is sattvagun. That is vidya, learning. If sattvagun is not there, then rajogun and tamogun, Gita Gam 14 chapter पढ़ेंगे तो they take over. So you have to have more, sattvagun is stronger and more. So we'll chant 3 times. So Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. And so there are 9 chants, 9 days, but 3 days, first 3 days more meditate about Durga ji, next 3 days meditate on Lakshmi ji, last 3 days Saraswati ji, which is Devi of Buddhi. So we'll chant 3 times. You can, I mean, that we know the shlok on mantra Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu. The only thing we replace is the word Lakshmi, Durga, and then Saraswati. So if you don't know, you can repeat after me, but or we can say together. Om Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. So that is Lakshmi ji, right? Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. So पहले शक्ति, या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्ति रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. That is, first is Durga ji, second Lakshmi ji. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मी रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. Now Saraswati ji. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धि रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. So I'm saying to Mother, Mother, you are in the form of Durga, you are in the form of Lakshmi, and in the form of Buddhi, established in me, because we need all 3. And that is Namastasya Namastasya, and I do pranam to you. So this is where this is Navaratri Puja in short. But I have added on my own. When I say 3, I say the 4th one also. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. So tushti rupen, this is my own addition. It is there in Durga Saptashati. The reason is because the strength, of course, the sustenance, the wealth or prosperity, and the wisdom, Buddhi, Saraswati. So as we said that Durga will reduce tamogun, Lakshmi will enhance rajogun in positive way, and Saraswati is about sattvagun. But Gita says, Bhagavan says to Arjun, Trigunya Bhava Arjun, you have to go beyond. That's the goal. And that is called tushti, means contentment. If I have strength, I have prosperity, I have learning also. If I don't have the tushti, santosh, the contentment, then I'll still be disturbed. सत्वगुण रजोगुण तमोगुण में चलता ही रहेगा, एंड दैट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट विल ऑलवेज. इसके लिए देवी का एक नाम सप्तशती में भी आता है, तुष्टि रूप में. तुष्टि में संतुष्टि. इनफैक्ट भगवत गीता में भी एक श्लोक है, भगवान 10th चैप्टर में ही सेज अहिंसा समता तुष्टि तपोदानम यशो यश. So one of Bhagwan says, my nature, my divine quality is tushti, santosh or contentment. So contentment is a divine quality, and we should have contentment. If we don't have contentment, then the physical strength or prosperity or buddhi, they will again, you will be in the vicious circle. So the goal is to transcend, and that is tushti. So ya devi sarvabhuteshu tushti rupena samstita namastasya 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 namaste. So Devi, establish in myself as संतोष, as contentment. That is, ऐसा हमारे यहाँ तो हिंदी में कहावत है कि संतोष परम धन. संतोष बहुत बड़ा धन है, बहुत बड़ा धन है, और हम सब जानते हैं. लाइक संतोष के बिना आदमी कभी शांत नहीं रह सकता. तो सबसे बड़ी शक्ति है संतोष. तो ये मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, तो साथ में the fourth form of शक्ति is संतोष. So that Navratri, so I'll send a document. You can chant every day. 9. There are whole भगवान के देवी के अलग अलग नाम हैं, but same, basically divided into 3: Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati, and then Tushti. Okay, so let's go to our then Gita part. So last time we saw, we are on 2nd chapter, Sthit Pragya Darshan, and we finished 66th Shlok. Again, Sthit Pragya is the person which has Purnatvam, and that's the whole question Arjuna asked, and that's our goal. Our goal also to have that become Sthit Pragya. ऐसा नहीं कि भगवान ने कुछ बताया तो कोई, he's not talking about some alien person. The goal of reading Bhagavad Gita, and that's the reason this is very popular, because I want to have that, right? मेरे को पता चल गया ये कौन है, लेकिन मेरे अंदर कुछ है कि नहीं. So पहली चीज है पूर्णत्वम. This person is always fulfilled, complete. So that unless and that is tushti. Contentment is the one which tells me that I am fulfilled. Otherwise, there is like it's an empty bucket. Kabhi fulfill nahi hogi. Like a bucket with a hole, so it will always remain empty. Then second is samatvam, equanimity. This person is, doesn't matter it is rag, dvesh, dukh, labh, hani, favorable, unfavorable, likes, dislikes. This person is always balanced of mind, equanimity or samatvam. And third thing is virag. So rag, dvesh, likes, dislikes, you have to rise ourselves. That is virag. And rag, dvesh, both not required. Not only dvesh is not there, rag is also not there. So these 3 things, that is a sthit, and that's what Bhagavan is describing. So 66 Shlok we saw, again, same buddhi ki baat humne kari. We'll read that, and then we move to 67, 68, and 69. We'll see. So, so 66 Shlok of 2nd chapter. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya.
नास्ति बुद्धिर्युक्तस्य
Na cha yuktasya bhavana.
न चायुक्तस्य भावना
Na cha bhavyatah shantihi.
न चाभावयतः शान्तिः
Ashantasya kutha sukham.
शान्तस्य कुतः सुखम. और हे अर्जुन, साधन रहित पुरुष के अंतःकरण में श्रेष्ठ बुद्धि नहीं होती है, और उस अयुक्त के अंतःकरण में आस्तिक भाव भी नहीं होता है, और बिना आस्तिक भाव वाले पुरुष को शांति भी नहीं होती. फिर शांति रहित पुरुष को सुख कैसे हो सकता है?
There is neither knowledge nor meditation for the unsteady, and to the unmeditative there is no peace. To the peaceless, how can there be happiness?
Yeah. So it is, he's ending with how happiness is the goal. Happiness यहाँ से मतलब खाली ये मजे वाला happiness, आनंद, which is uninterrupted peace. Happiness, भगवान यहाँ गीता में जब बात करते हैं शास्त्र में सुख, so he's talking about आनंद. Anand means uninterrupted peace. It is not a dependent Anand. Otherwise, most of our sukh or happiness is dependent on something. Oh, I get something and I'm happy. If I don't get, I am not happy. But this person is always happy. Atmaneva atmanatushta. But he puts the condition. The end is that ashantasya kuta sukham. Shanti hogi to sukh hoga. Shanti is sukh. But it starts with ayukta buddhi. And we saw ayukta means discipline, completely engaged, assimilated, knowledge makes one person yukt. So if you are ayukt, then you won't have that buddhi which Bhagavan is talking about. Buddhi means, in one part Bhagavan says buddhi yoga is karma yoga, or buddhi is which originates everything. So Bhagavan is saying ki if ayukta hai, if you are indisciplined, you are not engaged, you are not assimilated the teaching, then you won't have the yukta buddhi. Or yukta buddhi nahi hai to bhavna. Bhavna means we can say the disposition or the emotions, or many translation of bhav. But we can say that in Vedantic term, we cannot bhavna, unhone translate kiya, bhavna means they say meditation, meditative. You cannot be in meditative state unless, that is bhavna, unless you have yukta buddhi. And if you don't have meditative state, then you don't have shanti. Then you don't have shanti, then you don't have sukha. So again, going back to the yukta buddhi. And yukta buddhi is the buddhi which is established in Bhagavan. To be simple is that. और बहुत सारे तरीके हैं, लेकिन सबसे अच्छा युक्त बुद्धि है which is established in Bhagavan. That anything I am doing is for Bhagavan. That's yukta buddhi. So that's what Bhagavan says. So we'll read 67. It is little bit continuation of the same.
That is that's not material happiness.
No, तो हमारे शास्त्र तो जब बात करते हैं तो material happiness की बात करें, या
तो कर ही नहीं सकते.
Yeah, definitely. ये तो so we'll see 67. इंद्रियाणाम हि चरताम
इंद्रियाणाम हि चरताम
यन्मनो अनुविधीयते
यन्मनो अनुविधीयते
तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञाम
तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञाम
वायुर्नावम इवाम्भसि
वायुर्नावमिवाम्भसि. क्योंकि जल में वायु नाव को जैसे हर लेता है, वैसे ही विषयों में विचरती हुई इंद्रियों के बीच में जिस इंद्रिय के साथ मन रहता है, वह एक ही इंद्रिय इस अयुक्त पुरुष की बुद्धि को हरण कर लेती है.
For the mind which follows the roving senses carries away his intellect as the wind carries away a boat on water.
Right. So this is again the warning which Bhagavan has given earlier also, that these senses are very stubborn, right? They can, if you don't have, so that's this part Bhagavan has very clearly said there are two things: Indriya Nigraha and Mano Nigraha, sense control and the mind control. And in this shlok, he's saying, like as if there is a boat going on in a river, and the boat doesn't have the rudder. Rudder means that which controls the direction of the boat, or the steering, suppose we say. If that is not there, then wind will take boat anywhere, because there is no one controlling the boat. So same thing, ये जो इंद्रियां हैं, they will, if you don't control them, they'll just take your knowledge anywhere. So simple example is that, you know, that bottle, एक बार मैं कहीं अपने दोस्त के यहाँ, there was some party was there, and they were having some drinks. So I pick up one bottle, and then a couple of our friends they enjoy the drink to extent कि दूसरे लोगों को भी देखने में आनंद आता है. And then some are cool. So I was sitting with them, and I seeing their joy of drinking. Then I took up one of the bottle, and I was reading कि क्या है इसके अंदर. उस bottle के ऊपर लिखा हुआ है कि, I don't remember the exact sentence, but it says that after drinking this, whatever alcohol, your capacity to perform a normal action will be impaired. उस पर लिखा रहता है alcohol bottle पे. The warning is given, and everybody knows that after drinking, my capacity to perform a normal operation will be impaired. I cannot drive, or I cannot do anything normal. Like you're an engineer or teacher or doctor, whatever, you should not do your. That's why they say after उसके बाद घर ही जाना सीधा. Everybody knows that. It is written on the bottle. But अभी happy hours होते हैं, and then everything. Who drives? That senses. And then once you are drunk, everybody knows. And it could be any addiction. It is not, I am talking about alcohol. Any addiction. खाना भी ज़्यादा खा सकते हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि alcohol is bad. Sometimes we eat extra, because the tongue is one of the senses. and we do our meditation that tongue is a taste. And that sense drives the buddhi away. I know that I should not eat more. It is going to harm me. That knowledge I have, but that knowledge is taken away by the senses. That's what he's giving example. So it's like wind. Wind will take away the boat. Boat is kind of say knowledge, but the wind is so powerful if it is not controlled. If you don't have that self-control, then senses will drive you away. And sense will always, if I smell something and I feel like eating, now, okay, should I eat? That choice is mine. But if I don't have the control, then the knowledge is there, but knowledge is taken away by the powerful. So he says, Indriyanam hi chartam, means that the mind is navigating through senses, right? Yan mano anuvidhiyate, जैसे वायु, जैसे बोट को वायु ले जाती है, तदस हरति प्रज्ञाम. Pragya means prakhar gyan. The knowledge is, I know it very well. I studied it. I know. That kind of pragya is harati. Vayu nav, जैसे वायु नाव को वैसे ये इंद्रियां through मन आपके knowledge को हर लेती है. And Bhagwan is warning Arjun, be careful. Because अगर बुद्धि को control रखना है, senses को पर control रखना पड़ेगा. And so again, he is repeating Indriya Nigraha in this shlok again. So we'll read the next one. But then Bhagwan is always, as I said, good teacher. He'll tell one problem, like diagnosis and prognosis, both. ऐसा नहीं कि diagnosis बता के भगा दिया कि तुम्हें ये बीमारी है, जाओ. तुम्हें ये बीमारी है, दवा लेके जाओ. It's like that. Then next shlok Bhagwan gives the prognosis also, right? Tasma 68.
Mehta Sahib, just I wanted to say कि इंद्रियों का जो विषयों में विचरण है, it is like a root cause.
Yeah.
It is like a root cause for those who may be more familiar with the quality control. That's the root cause of the problems. कि हमारी बुद्धि जो है हर ली गई.
So quality control, Japanese technology आपने बताया तो I look after my company's quality control also.
Right.
So quality control
that is chapter 2, 62, 63. You just read it.
Yes, right.
That's
correct. Yeah. So it starts from there. So in quality control, Japanese technology, they say that there are two things: quality assurance and quality control. So quality control, when the product is made and now you're fixing the defect, finding the defect. Quality assurance is the regulation in the process so that you don't produce defective product. So Indriya Nigraha is a quality assurance. Every day सुबह उठ के प्राणायाम करना, every day सुबह उठ के जो भी exercise करनी है या जो भी which controls, we give you better control, right? योगासन कर रहे हैं, संध्या वंदनम करना है. That's all in the process. So include quality in process rather than fixing the defect. That's Japanese quality control. And that's what Bhagwan is saying here. Stop at the root, right? Nip at the bud. If you don't that cut there, this disease will go deep into. So so we'll read 68. So Bhagwan is Tasmadasya Mahabaho.
Tasmadasya Mahabaho.
Nigrahitani sarvashah.
Nigrahitani sarvashah.
Indriyani indriyarthebhya.
Indriyani indriyarthebhya.
Tasya pragya pratishtita.
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. इससे हे महाबाहो, जिस पुरुष की इंद्रियां सब प्रकार इंद्रियों के विषयों से वश में की हुई होती हैं, उसकी बुद्धि स्थिर होती है.
Therefore, O Mahabhava, his wisdom is established whose senses are completely restrained from sense objects.
Can you read one more time?
Yeah. Therefore, O Mahabhava, his wisdom is established whose senses are completely restrained from sense objects.
Yeah. So he's the same thing what we talked about in the previous shlok, that so Bhagwan is warning, they'll take away. But if you have that control, if you have that Indriya Nigraha, so the word Grahitani is very, very, very beautiful word. So Graha means concealing, right? Nigrahitani is completely curbed, restrained, or in the check. So check the indriya, because that's a root cause. That's the way it starts. So सबसे पहले इंद्रिय निग्रह, इसलिए यम, हम जब अष्टांग योगों में भी यम नियम पहले आते हैं, राइट? आसन प्राणायाम बाद में, फिर ध्यान. So यम नियम is again senses, because senses are, they have their own taste in the world. And then we saw that shlok last time. Shankaracharya say kuranga matang patang meen bhranga swagunena baddha shabdadvi panchatvam apuhu. Each of those animals, which is deer or elephant or the moth or fish, they have one weakness. Like fish has a weakness of taste. So the fish catcher will just put a little worm in the hook, and fish wants to eat that, and fish is gone. And he says, Manusha, you have all 5 weaknesses. All 5 senses are so running around their sense objects. So when वो एक में ही मर जाते हैं वो लोग, right? Elephant has a sense problem. His skin is very sensitive. So what about you? You have all 5 weaknesses. So be careful. Narah panchabhi anchit surakshitam kim. Tu to teri to pancho weak hai. So how you will protect yourself? And that's what Bhagavan is saying. Nigrahitani. But nigrahitani means sometimes people translate in English that you're curbing. So it is not, we have to say in English, it is not curb, it is a channelization. It is not suppressing, it is channelizing. And the best way हमारे शास्त्र में, इसीलिए योग शास्त्र में आता है, channelization of these senses is engage them in something positive. अभी हम लोग, I mean, my experience with kids is always, बच्चे इतने मस्ती करते हैं, आप उनको भजन में लगा दीजिए. हमारे तो बाल विहार में हम जैसे भजन कराते हैं, भजन करते ही वो लोग चुप हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि उसकी जो एनर्जी है बच्चों की, वो उनको कुछ तो करना है, लेकिन उसके हाथ में कुछ बज गया, ताली कुछ कर दिया, and they just sit down for 10-15 minutes. Do that. So similarly, like senses, we have to engage them in something positive. And सबसे अच्छा positive वही है कि भगवान का नाम लो, शास्त्र पढ़ो, अभ्यास. That's what we say that shlok, Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat, again and again, continuously, keep doing. And that's what Bhagavan says, warning Arjun. So first thing is saying, make sure that you check on them, senses. And then only your buddhi you'll be able to use the buddhi. Otherwise, buddhi is there, I know everything, but I can't. Yudhish, famous Duryodhan ka shlok hai, janami dharmam nachame nivratti, janami adharmam nachame pravatti dharmam. So he says कि मैं जानता हूँ कि धर्म क्या है, लेकिन somebody drives me from inside, not allow me to follow dharma. And somebody drives is what? Like all the senses, and then senses, they together become ahankar, and the whole personality is developed. But it starts from those unregulated senses. So Bhagavan is saying again, so with that, there's a nice, so up to this shlok, Bhagavan was talking about the sadhan to become a sthit pragyah. Now the next 3-4 shlok, which are almost end of this chapter, is going to be, so now he is going to talk about the qualities or the attributes or the traits or the glory of sthit pragyah. And in the beginning also, Bhagavan talked 3 shlok, talk about the nature or the attribute of sthit pragyah. But the only difference in first 3 and last 3 is that first 3 was very basic qualities. These are the matured qualities of sthit pragyah. अब इतने यहाँ तक आते आते ये 3 श्लोक में ये जो स्थित प्रज्ञ एकदम मैच्योर सिद्ध पुरुष है. We'll see that. So there is a term called sadhak and siddh. Sadhak means one who's in the process of accomplishing something. हम जिसको साधक बोलते हैं, हम लोग बोलते हैं हम सब साधक हैं. And siddh, which has accomplished that what he or she wanted to do. So next श्लोक में भगवान उसी की बात कर रहे हैं जिसको सिद्ध हो गया है. The one who has accomplished, basically the one who has assimilated the teaching. There is a quote by someone that wisdom does not automatically come with the old age. Nothing does except the wrinkles. Old age brings nothing but wrinkles. It's a very famous quote by Abigail or something. It is true, some wines improve with age, but only if the grapes were good in the first place. If the grapes were not good, the wine will not be good too. So ये ऐसा सिद्ध नहीं हो जाता आदमी 1 मिनट में. जैसे कई लोग बोलते हैं कि आप ये करो तो सिद्ध हो जाओगे. वो सब ठीक है, मैंने परंपराएं, you don't want to analyze those, but there is a sadhan and then there is a siddhi. So Bhagwan is now bringing from sadhan to, so next shlok is about a siddha purush. बहुत प्यारा श्लोक, and it is like hallmark of the definition of a sthit pragya. 69th shlok, right? या निशा सर्वभूतानां
या निशा सर्वभूतानां
तस्यां जागृति संयमी
तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी
यस्यां जागृति भूतानि
यस्यां जागृति भूतानि
सा निशा पश्यतो मुने.
सा निशा पश्यतो मुने. और हे अर्जुन, संपूर्ण भूत प्राणियों के लिए जो रात्रि है, उस नित्य शुद्ध बोध स्वरूप परमानंद में भगवत को प्राप्त हुए योगी पुरुष जागता है. और जिस नाशवान क्षणभंगुर सांसारिक सुख में सब भूत प्राणी जागते हैं, तत्व को जानने वाला मुनि के लिए वह रात्रि है.
बहुत अद्भुत श्लोक है. मतलब I get goosebumps when I read this श्लोक. श्रीपाल पढ़िए.
That which is night to all beings, therein the self-controlled one keeps awake. That in which beings are awake is night to the sage who sees.
Yeah. So simple English translation is very simple, like you read it. So there are two thoughts behind this. अभी तो भगवान है नहीं यहाँ, तो उनसे पूछ नहीं सकते कि भगवान आप क्या चाह रहे थे. लेकिन the scholars and lot of people have written. Typically, if you read a sannyasi's definition of, and that's what, so, and I always personally, my feeling is that sannyasis can be a good person to interpret Bhagavad Gita, but I personally feel they have a limitation with them, because Gita is a grahast shastra, grahast teaching. So they can, obviously they can come with their knowledge and shastra, but a limit is there. After that, they don't know. They have not experienced that. But hum logon ke liye as a grahast, that's the reason there are. So one interpretation, Vedanti says that Nisha means Agyan and Ratri, basically ignorance, right? And day is the Gyan. So the Agyani is following the Nisha and Gyani follow the daytime, like the Gyan. That's a simple translation people do. But we have to look for what is more meaningful for us. So there are three things here. Bhagwan is comparing in this shlok a Gyani and an Agyani. A sthit pragya, which is who has a stable wisdom, and that's the definition of sthit pragya. And the second one, who doesn't have a stable wisdom. And again, we have to remember that when Bhagwan is saying stable, sthit pragya means the pragya or the gyan which is available to me when I need it. That's the bottom line. I mean, I know, but same thing. I know, but when it was needed, I couldn't execute that. So, okay, everybody knows I don't have to get angry. And then I say, oh, why did I do that? I'm telling to myself, why did I do that? I knew that I should not have done that. And that is called not stable wisdom. And that is basically a gyan. So when I'm in krodh or I have all those negativity, that moment I am a gyani. Because that knowledge I have was not available to me. It's my knowledge to me to implement or execute. But sthit pragya is the knowledge is always available. That's why he or she won't get krodhi, anger or any agitation. So Bhagwan is comparing these two. So okay, so comparison is, then one is worldly person, or we can say a Gyani, like us, is awake in material pursuits. The material pursuits means day-to-day life, the worldly affairs. I'm completely engaged in that, and I'm awake. The awake in this, I am completely attached to that. When it comes to spiritual pursuits, which is adhyatmic, I am not available, or maybe I have a lot of other excuses, or मेरा मन भी नहीं लगता. लोग बोलते हैं ना कि अभी अरे मेरे को कई लोग मिलते हैं यार कि अरे आप बताते तो ठीक हो, लेकिन यार कोई मन नहीं लगता है. 15-20 मिनट गीता पढ़ने बैठते नींद आ जाती है. इसलिए नींद आ जाती है. कुछ अच्छी शास्त्र पढ़ते तो नींद आ जाती है. Because I am not inspired. I mean, it is not somebody telling. Of course, somebody has to tell me and we have to do that. But it is not if somebody is doing or somebody is telling. And that is the reason we say start early, but doesn't matter whenever we start. That's the early. But that's the problem. So this person is very happy or awake in material pursuits, but asleep in spiritual pursuits. Means हमारा उसमें उतना मन नहीं लगता है, और लेकिन जो संसारिक चीजें उसमें मन लगता है. So जागृति भूतानी. So this bhutani means the worldly people are there awake in the संसारिक वर्ल्डली परस्यूट. निशा पश्यतो मुने, बट जो मुनि है, जो स्थित प्रज्ञ, उसको वो इग्नोरेंस लगता है. Why are these people crying for these worldly things? वो सोचता है, उसे लगता है इन लोगों को इतनी क्या परेशानी हो रही है, because he is awake. So उसको लगता है. And the reverse is also there. The self control जागृति संयमी, जब वो आनंद में है तो दूसरों को लगता है यार इसके पास कुछ. There is a story about, people say about Buddha, or maybe it doesn't matter. The stories are always like that. So there was one king, he used to go for the walk, morning walk or sometime. And he used to observe, there is a guy, people say Buddha, but doesn't matter. Sannyasi is sitting in the corner and he has nothing, just one cloth or maybe one small tumbler or something. And always like joyfully chanting or sitting and quiet and happy. So one day this guy stopped and he said, I had to ask this guy. He said, you seem to be very poor, but you are very happy. What is that formula? I mean, you have nothing, right? But I always see you're very happy. What is the formula? So ये शांति कहाँ से आई? तो कुछ बोला नहीं उसने. बोले लेकिन मेरे को, I am king of this place or richest person, I want that shanti. So the Swamiji or Sadhu who says that, मैं ये बता तो सकता हूँ कि ये शांति कैसे आएगी, लेकिन मैं शांति तुम्हें दे नहीं सकता. It is non-transferable. I can tell you the way, but I cannot give you. He said, I'll give you. The king says, I give all my wealth. Give me this shanti. He said, that is not possible. So that is a जागृति संयमी. उसके पास कुछ नहीं है तो भी वो खुश है. हमें लगे यार क्या है, इसमें कुछ नहीं है फिर भी इतना खुश है. Because he is awakened in spiritual pursuits. आध्यात्मिक जो साधना है उसमें उसको आनंद आ रहा है. उसको मटीरियल चीजें लगती है कि इसमें लोग क्यों परेशान हो रहे हैं. So a small story, there was, and this is a true story. I don't remember the name of person. He's in Bharat, some scholarly person. And he was like Sthit Pragya, or we can say Muni, whatever Paribhasha Bhagavan is giving, Jagrati Sanyami. So he used to get the letter from people all the time. Somebody is, say, my family, something bad happened. He was a known person, I forgot the name. And letter will come that, oh, Swamiji or Mahatmaji, something good happened in our family and a child is born, or my son went to college, or something happened, a job. And he'll respond, oh, I'm very happy, very good. And he'll praise and send it to them. And then somebody wrote that, oh, somebody died, my family has a death. And he'll say, oh, very sorry, and I'm grief. I mean, it's a grief, take care of yourself, respond. So his assistant used to say that, कि यार आप सबको बताते हो कि एकदम कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है राग द्वेष खुशी में सब में, लेकिन आप रिस्पॉन्ड तो वैसे ही करते हो कि भाई या इट इज वेरी गुड, वेरी प्रेसफुल, एंड देन यू शुड जस्ट से आई डोंट केयर, राइट? यू आर उदासीन, राइट? He said, no. When you are in the world, you behave like you are what is needed in the world. You don't say like Swami हो गया, अरे तुम्हारे पिताजी मर गए क्या फर्क पड़ता है? No. You have to say that. But then शिष्य realized कि when जो गुरुजी शाम को सोते थे, तो complete deep sleep में he'll go without any thought, because those praise or grief doesn't impact his consciousness, चेतना. तो हम लोगों के साथ क्या होता है, if something happens to my friend or maybe to myself during the day, I may not sleep the whole night because it impacts me. Of course, as a human being, all this compassion is fine, but sthit pragya hai ki yes, it should not impact you internally. Yeah, you have to behave, you have to help people, and that is संयमी, जागृति संयमी. वो तकलीफ में, प्रेज में, he is awakened as always. He'll express the grief, he'll express the joy, but nothing is impacting him or her. हम लोगों के साथ ऐसा नहीं होता, and that's not भगवान से. इसलिए भगवान ने एग्जाम्पल निशा का यूज किया. निशा में रात्रि. So इसके multiple interpretation is, but there are a lot of detail and sometimes we confuse also. Simple is that the worldly person like us, we are happy, we are awakened, we are charged in material pursuits. लक्ष्मी पूजा के लिए हम लोग सब तैयार हैं. सरस्वती पूजा में थोड़ा सा लोग तैयार है, जरा झंझट है इसमें. लक्ष्मी पूजा इज इजी. बट ये जो सेल्फ कंट्रोल मुनि है, जागृति समी निशा सर्वभूतानाम, जो सब लोगों के लिए इग्नोरेंस है, सबके लिए ग्रीफ है, सफरिंग है, इसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. ही इज स्टिल अनचेंज्ड. सो and that's what Bhagwan is comparing. And the bottom line Bhagwan is saying here is that both face the same world. Both face the same world. The only difference is that this Sanyami, or जो ये मुनि है, he or she doesn't want to change the world. ये दूसरा जो होता है, हम सोचते हैं the world is complicated, I want to change the world. And this Sanyami says, if I had to be involved in that, I'll do that, but I don't have an intention of changing the things, because the world cannot be changed. Things cannot be changed. I mean, I'm not saying in the at the ground level, but he or she understands that yes, I'll do the prayas, but that doesn't affect me if world changes or not, because world is not going to change anyways. So both face the fate also, prarabdha. ज्ञानी का भी प्रारब्ध था, उसको भी तकलीफ आएंगी, लेकिन संयमी को जब तकलीफ आती है तो भी वो डिस्टर्ब नहीं है, उसको कोई खुशी आती है तो भी वो डिस्टर्ब नहीं है. जो मनुष्य, जो हमारे भूतानी है, भूतानी इज वर्ल्डली पीपल, विल बी हैप्पीनेस में खूब हैप्पी हो जाएंगे, दुख में बहुत दुखी हो जाएंगे. सो दैट्स द डिफरेंस. सो ही इज कंपेयरिंग टू पीपल एंड ही इज सेइंग कि दे फेस द सेम वर्ल्ड, बट द वे दे लुक एट द वर्ल्ड. पश्यतो मुने, वो कैसे देखता है. पश्यतो मीन्स to perceive or see the world. That vision is different, because ये सिद्ध है. सिद्ध की vision is very clear, no confusion about the world. But जो साधक और जो who is not even साधक, that vision is impacting, oh, the world is against me or world is for me. That vision is there, and that's what this Shloka. They're very, very powerful. We can give a little more talk about the next time, but it's time us to so we'll just one small anecdote about Siddha, and then we'll go. So Siddha person, we call it Siddha, means this person doesn't have to prove anything also. It's Siddha. So there was a Shishya, he asked one of the guru or said that what happens after we die? And the guru says, I don't know. He said, well, he was surprised. You don't know? I thought you are a sannyasi, you are a yogi, and you answer for everything, right? So you don't know what happens after I die. So are you not a sannyasi? Are you not a yogi? Are you not a Mahatma or Muni? So he said, I am, but I am not a dead Mahatma. So I don't care about what happened after death, right? And that's where we miss the bus. सिद्ध व्यक्ति को कुछ भी प्रूव करना नहीं है. I mean, he doesn't have to worry about कि डेथ के बाद क्या होगा. हम इसी में लगे हुए हैं कि डेथ के बाद क्या होगा. What is the need of knowing that? You're happy, and that is Siddha Purush. So with that, let's go to our dhyan and do the journey from Bhutani to Muni. It's like that. Bhutani is the worldly. So our journey is from world of objects to the Chaitanya, Sakshi Chaitanya.
जो आपने आज लिखा था मैसेज में, spiritual pursuits versus material pursuits, मेरे को अच्छा लगा ये. This जो दो लफ्ज में आपने,
yeah, right, yeah,
सारे वर्ष का सार उदय था.
That's right, and that's what the Shlok says about. But people have different interpretations. But
मेरे को अच्छा लगा.
Yeah, whatever we like, because it is close to us. It's like sometimes. Yeah. So let's do same our dhyan. We'll say Om 6 times, and then start our journey from gross to subtle, from sthul to sukshma. Om. As I said last time, we can follow that Om. We take a breath and then observe the breath when we are inhaling. When we are saying Om, typically we are exhaling. Just observe the sound Om and the breath. And that's also, that helps quieten the mind. Slow and shallow breath. Bring attention to the tip of nostril and think of Prithvi Tattva, which is Bhudevi. Keep the focus on tip of the nostril and bring the image of Prithvi, which is Earth, the grossest manifestation of Bhagavan, Apara Prakriti. Now shift focus to the tip of the tongue, and we can feel some juice there because that's one indriya which we feel gel or water through the tongue. So keep the focus on the tip of the tongue and bring the image of Jal Tattva, which is for us Varun Devata also. Image of a river or fountain or some source of water. Now shift focus to the eyes and bring image of Agni Tattva, because through eyes we feel Agni Tattva. And best manifestation of Agni Tattva is Surya Bhagavan. So bring image of Bhagavan Surya and keep the focus on eyes. Now shift focus to the skin and feel the Vayu Tattva. Vayu Tattva is around us. We are sitting in the vicinity of Vayu. And for us, Vayu is Pavan Devata. So bring the image. There's no image of Pavan, but we can feel that Pavan is around us. So keep the focus on the skin and feel the air or Vayu. Now shift the focus to ears and hear some sound. The purpose of sound is that sound travels in space, and that tells us that we are in space because we hear. That means we are in space. And space is subtlest gross manifestation of Bhagavan. Para Prakriti ka subtlest form is Akash or space. Now think that I am not these five senses. I am not this body, Sharir, Deh. I am not the Man, mind, Buddhi, Ahankar, Chit. I am this Chaitanya, Sakshi Chaitanya Atma, and that is my Swarup. And the Bhagavan says, when all the senses are quietened, I start seeing my Atma Swarup or Sakshi Chaitanya, bring a Brahma Vichar. So Gayatri Mantra is the best Brahma Vichar. So say Gayatri Mantra in mind with the meaning, focus on the meaning. Om Bhum Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Vargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. And Bhagavan says, now after this, Yukta Asit Matparah. Again, we saw that Ayukta Buddhi, doesn't have Shanti. So Bhagavan says, Yukta Asit means engage yourself in my thought or any divine thought or good thought, right? And Yukta Asit Matpara, and be seated in that, be in that position as long as possible. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Boli Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai. Hari Om. Jai Shri Krishna. So again, happy Navaratri.